What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Veve Investments. I appreciate you tuning in. On today's episode, as per request, we are reviewing Apple's mixed reality headset. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so this past week we had the long anticipated Apple unveiling of their mixed reality headset, and to make a longer story short, it's a game changer. So for anyone who ended up watching the video live, I'd really be curious to know you guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for the future of AI based on what you saw in the video, or are you concerned with what it might bring? Let me know down below. So one thing I want you guys to take into consideration while watching the video is the unveiling was over 2 hours long. So I tried my best to really break it down into some key points that I took away from it. And the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that Disney was involved with this unveiling. So Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, was actually on stage to unveil the headset. And keep in mind, guys, this is right after Disney announces that they closed their Metaverse department. Now, we did get confirmation from one of Veve's team members that Disney has re-signed their partnership with Veve, which is obviously a good sign. But it's also a very positive thing to see him on stage unveiling a product that's going to push all this stuff forward. So after seeing the CEO of Disney on stage for this, it's clear that the company's still focused on applications that this technology in space is going to bring. Now, they did also announce the fact that Disney Plus is going to be partnered with this headset. So we actually got to see some iterations of what the app may look like while wearing the headset. But the fact that Disney is involved with this makes me even more bullish for the future. So the next point I have on the list here is talking about the fact that this device is hands-free, and this is quite unique about the Apple headset. So all headsets that I've seen up until this point has some form of controller that you hold in your hands, right? That also provides you with haptic feedback, might I add. So this headset, as far as I'm aware, does not have any form of haptic feedback. It's entirely controlled with your eyes, your hands, and your voice. So from what I understand and all the reviews I've seen, you use your eyes to navigate the device, and then you tap your fingers together, just like you're pinching something, and that would be your way of clicking. Now, in order to type things out on the device, a keyboard will pop up when you go to search something, or, and this is kind of crazy, you can just look at the search bar or the search field and just begin speaking, and the voice recognition will just pick up what you're saying. Now, speaking of hands-free, I want to point out a specific video I saw in this unveiling that made me realize exactly how hands-free this is. And it was when this woman was sitting on a couch, but she was moving her hand near her waist, and the device was still picking it up. And that kind of makes sense given how many sensors are on this thing, as you guys see on screen. But it does not look like you need to hold your hands up in front of the headset. You can be completely relaxed lying down, and your hands can be by your legs, and you could just be moving your hands and the headset will pick it up. That was something that I noticed was quite impressive. So the image you guys see on the left with all those sensors would be the way that it would do all that. And then the image you see on the right there with these sensors on the inside, from my understanding, all of those sensors are a way to track your eyes. So I've watched a lot of reviews on how well this kind of works, because when I found out that the device is completely controlled by you just looking where you want to click, I was like, okay, but you know, the tracking has to be insanely good for that to work. And every single review I have watched, they're talking about how the eye tracking is the best thing that they've ever experienced. Now, another thing that was talked about was Optic ID. So very similar to that of Apple's fingerprint ID that you have in your iPhone. This would be for your eyes. So everyone has a unique biometric pattern in their eyeball, exactly like you do on your fingerprint. And all you do is you put the device on, it'll do the little retina scanner, and it'll unlock if you're the right person. Next up, I want to talk about instant travel. So this is something we've discussed on the channel before. We've done the little different room concepts for your Veve home, but this takes it to a whole other level. And we saw an example in this unveiling that was just like, whoa. So the guy was just sitting on a couch. He stood up, walked forward, and was completely immersed inside of the photo that he had just pulled up. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, the applications here are completely endless. All you do is you just pick a photo on Google and you can just scale that photo up, from what I understand, or at least what it looked like in the unveiling video, and completely immerse yourself in whatever photo you pull up. So you can pretty much travel to anywhere that you want. And then take that a step further with video, right? It could be a live video that you completely immerse yourself on. You could do live tours of places around the world while sitting on your couch. All right, next up, let's talk about this OLED display, because there was one thing I found out about the headset that completely caught me off guard. And it was the fact that when you see the person's eyes, it's not actually, well, it is them, but you're not actually seeing through the device. So the eyes that you see from the outside are actually the OLED display, showing what your eyes look like to the cameras inside of the actual headset. So what happens is, if you're in AR and you can see your environment, then other people can see your eyes. But if you're doing something that's fully immersive, like playing a game or watching a movie, the screen is going to display a motion graphic and other people cannot see your eyes. So there's a little knob on the side of the headset that you can twist left and right, and that will adjust your level of immersion to bring you fully into or fully out of something. They did announce that it's getting released next year. Just like first generation iPhones and iPods, the headset right now is very limited in terms of what it offers. So there's only Apple apps on it right now. The time between now and when it gets released is to allow developers time to begin building their own apps to provide even more applications that it could be used for. Now, they also announced a Mac integration, which I thought was quite neat. You can look at an open window on your Mac laptop with your headset, and the device will actually project what your Mac's displaying as one of the 4K windows inside of your headset. So that's cool. But users are also going to have the additional option to connect their keyboard and their mouse, so they can sit with their headset on and then just have their keyboard or mouse on a table and, use it that way. So they did also show us an application for FaceTime, and this one to me was a little creepy, just because, well, first off, if you're wearing the headset, what'll happen is it's going to project whoever you're talking to onto 4K screens in front of you. However, the people that you're talking to are going to see a 3D rendered model of you. They don't actually see you. And that's where I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. What happens is, apparently you scan your face into the system with your phone, and then that will sync up and match the movements of your face that the sensors sense from the headset, using all the eye tracking and facial movements and stuff like that. And then that'll project the 3D model to them. I guess this would be a better solution than, the other person just seeing you wearing a big headset. But, there's something about it that just creeps me out. And I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for the last point, I'm going to round it off with another one that I thought was quite creepy. And that's your ability to take photos and record videos through the headset, which of course is expected. But the level of immersion is what creeps me out. It's essentially a way to re-experience memories in a first-person view. You can snap a photo, you can take a video, then a year later you could put that headset back on and re-watch that exact same video in first person as if you're in the room. My biggest question here is like, okay, if somebody gets a hold of that video, how do you prove that the video was taken by you? I understand there would be some sort of probably digital footprint, but in terms of like TikTok and YouTube Shorts nowadays, somebody can take a video, post it online, and it go viral in a matter of minutes. I can't imagine what's going to unfold with something like this. But also, just going back to reliving memories, you can essentially experience the memories of other people in first person as if you're them. Like, that's a little creepy as well. So I don't know, what are you guys thinking about this one? I don't know, this one's too immersive for me, and it's definitely going to take a little bit of getting used to for me. So I do have the intention of creating another video talking about future applications that this headset can be used for inside of the Veveverse. Right now, these are just some general applications. The video that I have the intention of making is going to be talking about very specific use cases. But right now, the headset can be used for virtual meetings, remote assistance, virtual travel, like we talked about in this video. Gaming's an obvious one, education and training, home design and decoration, which are videos we've seen in Cavernous, fitness, language learning, augmented creativity, so art on the wall or creating 3D models or taking apart 3D models, that type of stuff, personal productivity, and then real estate designing and tours. That's going to conclude today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As for our next, I am going to be recapping David's most recent interview with Captain Veve. So if you guys are interested in finding out some more about that, make sure to tune in next week. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for our next, I'll catch you then.